Guess we'll start the meeting for the September 19th, 2019 Village of Leonard Planning Commission meeting. I'll start with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a quick invocation to say that we hope that we make good decisions and positive outlooks for Leonard, and we go forward with good intentions. That's it. Amen. Amen. Okay. I'll let you do the roll call.
All right, Debbie McDonald, Leslie McKenna.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Jennifer Sweck.
Here.
Lori Zelnick. Here. Okay.
Okay, and I'll make a motion to approve the agenda from August 15th. We've all had a chance to look it over, or
yes.
Any questions, comments?
No, I'll second your motion to approve it.
Okay. And then approval of the agenda. That's before you, not before me. Oh, it is right here. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second your motion.
Okay. Now, we don't have any audience members. It's too nice of a day. So, no audience business. Planning Commission business, there has been we did that.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, we did two. I didn't vote. Okay. There we go. We did it out of order.
Okay.
So, we have a request to rezone a piece of property known to us as Studios 44. It's the address of, I'm going to say 4464. Is that right? Yeah, it's 4464. It has
a parcel ID.
They have three addresses. Part of them used to be residence and commercial. So, is it listed on here?
I don't see it.
It's 4470, 4464, and 4466, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Does it say which one is the home and which one is the business up front?
The 64 is what they're showing as residence.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get that part of the diagram yet. So the back?
So, yeah, it's the second, I don't know, they're
Okay,
in
gotcha.
there.
All right.
So the history, just a brief history of the property is, it used to be in the 50s a hardware store. The whole front area was a hardware store and the family lived upstairs. And then in 2010 it was rezoned for educational in the portion that is 4470. And they had a special disposition to do that for educational purposes. It's not supposed to be zoned commercial. So they had a special, it was
A school.
school learning.
Yes.
Yeah, like after school tutoring.
Yep.
So then the Studios 44 took it over as rental space for artists and antiques. And they did it all commercial at that time. It brought the property into compliance because they had sought rezoning in 2010. So then the residence portion dropped off. So now the property's for sale, they have a buyer, and they want to do the residence portion, which is legal to have a split purpose rezoning of property. So our task is to decide if we would recommend that this go through to the village council for their final approval.
Okay.
So if you want to take a minute and go ahead and read through it, we'll just be quietly reading. And then jot down any questions you have. I just got this packet this morning.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, I couldn't like forward it. You can see the date on it, it's the 17th, but. Okay. Bless you. Anybody have any comments or questions?
So this was the original zoning for this parcel,
Correct.
or for these parcels, so this is actually returning.
It's
And then
returning.
Does it reflect what's in the master plan then, or was the master plan?
The master plan shows it as always commercial.
Okay, so,
Is it shown as the split use here?
So,
Hard to say, is it that square?
it is really difficult to see.
It's village
I'm trying to
commercial.
Let me get my bearings. So this is forest. This is Elmwood.
The picture
Is that, this
it's
looks like this
one.
would be the post office and this would be them right here.
Yeah, it's
Right.
that one.
But what I'm wondering is this, did they split the parcel in the picture where it's 2-2? Or is this all encompassing that parcel together?
it looks like it's two lots with one parcel
Because,
over.
yeah, that's what it's difficult to tell right there, isn't it? That
It's lot 23 and 24, I think, of,
Okay, so it's that and this?
I don't know.
No, I don't think it goes back
I think
that
that's residential. Because there's another house there, right next door. I went and looked today.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a picture, we can pull it up on our phone.
I don't think it's that one, that's that little building next to it. I think it's just this little sliver right there.
That's this one?
Because it's a gas station.
Oh, you're right,
and then
you're
that
right.
guy, and then
She's
that's
right.
that building.
Oh, okay.
So it could be these two.
Okay, so it could be, because it does look,
And it's just a skinny piece.
See what, look at. the
yes,
one.
because you know what, if you look at it, it's both parcels. You know why? This parcel here is the post office, and,
Well, the post office should be over
The
here.
post
right.
office is over this way.
Yeah.
okay.
This is the gas station.
Oh, the gas
And
station.
then there's an alley and that's them right there.
Yep,
But
exactly.
like
This
she's
is the
showing
alley.
it, could be, we'd have to see more to know if there was multiples.
Right.
You know, like there's
Yeah.
not enough to count them.
These guys are houses here, so these are
Right.
house.
Right.
So like I said,
You
this is
could
the
try
alley
and
in the
see
back.
it here, but you can't count really either, you know?
Okay, well, I would say as far as the resident that lives behind them, I think that if anything, knowing that the back part is going to become residential again and
that
not
would be
commercial, would be
happy, yeah.
beneficial for them, they'd
Yeah.
like it. My only question is there any chance that this would become a rental or a storage area for stuff, or is it going to be for the person who's going to be buying the business to actually
They're
have
gonna
as their
live
main
there.
residence?
They're gonna live
Okay.
there and it's a husband and wife, there's gonna be tax preparation and flooring,
Okay.
like flooring company.
And that's, neither one of those is like a high parking.
Right.
People are in, people are out.
Right, no, I
Right.
think it would be, as far as deliveries go, I don't know that that would change the dynamics at all for the residents that live behind. That was always just my question,
Well,
was when you
and-
change something.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, the residents, technically, I think the garage, doesn't it enter from
It enters from the alley.
So the alley is looking
Okay.
at the gas station.
Right.
And then the post office.
Right.
And then the little
The white, yellow building, right.
up front. So I don't think anybody would be bothered by it.
Okay.
And the other house is here.
And then these guys, yeah, these guys all enter from the back, there's two. It's an interesting building, and it's probably best used as a being lived-in business.
It is, and
It
it's
is
kind of.
it is an interesting building.
Yeah.
It's kind of goes in harmony with what our village is small, old-time, people live with,
It's
people
very,
live
it's
where
very
they work.
eclectic. When I went through it, I really liked it. It was very charming inside. Okay.
Well, I'd like that it would be something where its use is not one thing. Right now, it's a one-purpose use, and that's kind of a multi-use. It's a three-purpose use.
Right.
Just a little more successful for the people.
Hopefully they'll, make a go of it.
Like my only question was just like I said about deliveries, like if where deliveries were
Yeah.
coming in, if that would be at all
Yeah, and we'd have to
intrusive as
probably
far as-
verify, but I believe that's
Yeah,
this
that
side
is
right
where,
here.
that is where the driveway and the
It goes in
garage
there.
is.
Okay, okay.
Because this is storefront in that little tiny area of parking.
Right.
So yeah, basically all you see is
House,
storefront,
yeah.
yeah. house
Okay.
in there. Perfect.
Okay, so, my only comment was, I'll have to check with Judy on notifying the residents within 300 feet. We've already, submitted I'll get to that next. The discussion now would go to, the next steps are, it has to be published on the paper for a public hearing, to hear comments from residents nearby.
Oh,
So,
are we going to schedule a date for a public hearing?
yes, that's what I was hoping to do.
Is there a certain amount of time from when they're notified?
15 days.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I see it
on
right
number
there,
three,
number three.
yeah.
Okay.
So, the deadline, we can meet the deadlines for next meeting if we change the meeting, because I will be in Florida. So I talked to Mike, because this is all pending the people's sale. So we're
Right.
trying to not cut through some of the red tape.
Do it a little bit faster.
Right, just, help them out. It's like, going back to the use that it was, we don't see any foreseen
Right.
problems.
Right.
So, I get back, we could have the meeting the fourth Thursday of the month instead of the third Thursday. And we just, I was gonna see if that would be okay with,
There's no way to have it beforehand, is there? Like right after the 15 days? Does it
to
not
hurry
allow
it
that
up,
time?
no, because it doesn't allow for the publication deadline for the paper, and Cindy might have to have the lawyer review the public notice. I mean, we just needed a little bit of time. I was gonna try to do it before I left,
Okay.
but that was too short in the
Gotcha.
scheme,
Yep.
so when we get
So that puts us at Thursday, the 24th.
24th.
There? Okay, is what that is, and that's fine with me.
So what your paper will say is, I make a motion to, and the first thing I'll say is, right here, you'll circle number 5 here. And, we do have, one more thing to say. Before next meeting, this isn't, we might have to do this twice. Because we're gonna have the public hearing, we would make the recommendation to pass it along to the village council after the public hearing. But that's where
I
we're
thought it'd
headed.
be before, okay.
Yeah, no, that's
okay.
where we'd be heading.
Okay, so it's going to go, so
I
they're going to
think.
be notified.
So they're approximately like the 12th of November then, like, or whatever.
Yeah, but see, what I was gonna do, just in case, was say, just like, I make a pre-recommendation to recommend that we approve the rezoning from commercial to mixed-use commercial, with the verbiage to come later to me, the exact, it's multi-use, I think.
Okay, so,
Split use.
I think I made a note that says
Split use, yeah.
Okay,
Commercial
so-
/ residential. We
Okay,
can say it
so-
like that.
So you are not making a motion currently, are you making a motion?
Let's try and do it this way. I mean, this is how you try to cut through the tape and help out a business in your community.
Okay.
I'll say, I'm making a motion to recommend that we approve the rezoning of the property at 44644664470 Rochester Road, is that
I
Forest?
think it's Forest. Actually, this encompasses all of those.
Right, and we'll put down the number, I'll let her catch up.
Yep, the parcel ID.
Parcel ID number,
I'm just gonna put ID number there.
okay.
Yeah, because it's all of them.
I'm just gonna put, yeah, then I'll pull that later.
Okay, the number is AL 0511301017. So that identifies the property. So the motion is to, upon approval after the public hearing, we can forward this to the village council.
Okay. So,
Does that make sense? When does the village council meet?
The second the second Monday of the month. So
It'll
that's
be
why I say,
before our,
in October, it would be, yes. So they would
They-
receive
you
an
know what?
answer on the 12th.
I'll have to ask, I'll ask Mike.
To do a special?
Well, we could do a special meeting to get it so that they could have it before they need it, before their meeting. But our public hearing is still after.
Oh,
So what happens is maybe, they're required to review any comments that are made at the public
saying
hearing.
that you need some time to review
Right.
comments from the public hearing. to
So,
make sure.
we're just going to,
It may just have to fall on that
November 2nd, yeah.
right, I mean, if
How about this, we're gonna have to we won't have a special meeting, we'll just tide it up at the October 24th meeting.
okay, so we still will meet on the 4th Thursday as opposed to the 3rd
Correct.
Thursday.
Yes.
We'll have the meeting on the 24th.
Right, so,
I'm still a little Can you help me again with the motion, because I started to go in a couple different
I think
directions.
we're maybe jumping the gun on the motion.
Okay, so.
Could that be true?
We can't do anything until we've gotten so we need.
We could pass our recommendation on to the village council to,
If there's no.
we haven't received the public comment
I was gonna say,
yet.
I think at the 24th is when you make a motion to say.
Right, I think so too.
So we can't
We
preempt it by
recommend.
saying,
No.
in case there are no problems,
Right.
because we can't foresee with the crystal ball
Right.
what will happen, so
What
no
the-
motions will be made, so
Right,
no motions are.
unless I had call a special meeting to just, and,
Okay.
Well,
you
that
know,
would have to be,
prove it
like you said, it would have to be. let's say
after the public hearing.
Yeah, the public
Yes.
hearing on the 24th.
Public
So
hearing
actually, you make a
precludes us.
motion to create a public hearing.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do, yeah. You got that?
We have to start that.
I'd like
Let's start there.
I'd like to make a motion to have a public hearing in regards to the property at 4464, 4466, 4470 to be rezoned commercial/residential mixed use
On Thursday, the 24th.
on Thursday, October 24th,
At
7 PM.
I will second your motion.
Okay,
So that information goes straight to Judy, it gets posted so that people can actually come and have a
Right.
opportunity to get there. It goes out in the paper to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get there.
right, and that should include, the motion is changing our standard normal meeting from the third Thursday to the fourth Thursday.
I second the
Yes.
Okay,
the
so
addition of that.
you're making a second motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Does that also have to get posted?
Do we need to, is there, we all agree, all in favor, or do we need to vote on that?
Let's-
Or not?
I'm just wondering, I wanted to like just do it just in case.
Okay,
The just in case would be if we don't see a problem as a village, I still think we need the input, don't we?
I think we
It's
have to
just a
have
good
the.
idea.
Yeah.
I
we
think
gotta
if
go
we,
to- Yep.
yes, I agree. We
Time, just, we'll try and call a special meeting if we need to help the people out. That's my good nature.
Okay.
All right, that was my best attempt to cut through that
Okay,
tape.
got it, got it. I knew, we all knew where you were wanting. to
Right,
go.
where my heart was
just-
going, but I'm not
exactly, it was
sure,
just,
yeah.
We'd love to just approve it and move on, but it can't
Right,
just do
no. So if you think of anything, you still have a chance to comment.
Okay.
All right, so, the village council meeting update, the sidewalks are still,
Well, the sidewalks are, and I thought about it afterward, I think what you were talking about was additional sidewalks, right? No, we're not quite there yet.
Right.
So we're gonna do some repairs to the sidewalks so that the residents are not tripping over what's here. We have a couple places where there may be some sidewalks that might have to go in, which is on North Forest, depending on what this tree over here is doing. We may be able to use block grants for some of that because it might involve opening it up for ramps and making it accessible.
right,
But for the most part, we're going to attack that. It gets kind of tabled because there's more complicated to it to address the issues that we know exist right now. So they're just in the, right now it's also a difficult time. These are small jobs, so that guys like big jobs. So
Right.
I do. Yeah, true.
So that, I
we
know
need an
Mike has been fighting with.
right, an upstart company that wants
Yes. We
to,
do have somebody local that offered to do it also, a company local, and it was just getting him to put in a quote. He was waiting for Miss Dig answers and just quote, just
Right.
quote. We can wait for Miss Dig later, so.
right,
So they're trying to move forward.
okay. And then, what's the status of, there was like a drain issue down there, is that,
There's a hole.
oh, they're working on it?
I believe they're working on it. That was
Okay.
another one. I think Don had some input on that one. He's trying to get somebody to help him on things like that too, because he stays busy, but that's another one, and that's actually higher.
Yeah.
Is it that's a sinkhole?
It's a sinkhole. It was about this big, but you don't know how
What's under it.
So I know that
exactly.
it was caution taped and coned, but it's a priority.
Well, especially with our water table being so high, if it ever were to drop, you always wonder.
And it's a
So-
bus route and stuff.
Right.
So it gets a lot of
Kids
tear
in
over there.
schools, yeah. It's a priority.
We don't want to find out.
Okay, any other planning commissioner questions or concerns?
Well, I have something that I was kind of, so you guys go to the village meetings, right? So you kind of
Most
have
of
an
the
idea.
time. I haven't gone to the last two, but I was busy.
I spent a little bit of time on the Oakland County website, that we are a part of, to help us with the development. And it's really comprehensive website. There's a whole lot of stuff on there. And
There is.
when I was looking here, in our little matrix that we have here, I kind of was just kind of brushing through, and I was trying to find things that were a high priority item in the master plan and also had a high probability of availability of funds. And the one thing that I came across was downtown revitalization, and of course it came back to Main Street, Oakland County. And so then I really got thinking, when they mean downtown revitalization, it has, as far as the definition goes, to encourage reinvestment, enhance village core, and explore opportunities for mixed uses. And it got me thinking about the mill a little bit. And I don't know if the mill falls under downtown revitalization or if the mill falls under.
It's actually in our recreation.
Okay, because there was another spot here that
Historic register listing for village hall and other structures.
no, it wasn't it. Residential complete.
In the budget, it falls under the park and recreation budget.
Park and recreation. Oh, okay. I wouldn't have put it there because anyways, I digress from where I was going with
That's
it.
okay, so go ahead.
Point was, when I was kind of poking around here, I saw that there's a lot of opportunity there for us to get a little bit more information to possibly guide us in directions of getting funding, but also using the right resources. Like, one thing I noticed that I thought it was interesting about their thing is their 4-point approach that they have is they kind of talk about design, organization, promotion, and economic vitality, and they kind of break everything down, like down to the nitty gritty. They have a meeting coming up on September 26th, which is laws, rules, and regulations, which is probably a lot of the stuff that would go into us being able to do more work on the mill, because I don't know where we're at with it. I don't know what's kind of going on with it right now, because if there was something more where I could pitch in and go to some meetings, learn some things with the village's permission,
Yeah.
I'd be interested in doing it, but I don't
Right.
know if we already have like a liaison that does that.
Well, I think it's,
Mike kind of heads the.
right, and I know that,
He's very involved.
Shar goes to the Main Street meetings.
Does she go to, okay, I've met her at a couple
Right.
of other ones that I've done.
But I would be, fine if you wanted to go to that and find out. There's no, you're free to do that, and
There's definitely work to be done.
Okay, it's
There's
just,
no amount of work that can't be done.
okay,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of just knowing, I guess, where help can be put,
Most
where
of their-
resources can be used.
The building needs a little bit more secure, I don't want to say securing like can be broken into, but one of the things that,
stabilizing it.
yeah, stabilizing, the foundation needs work.
Okay.
And when you deal with the historic, apparently you have to deal with somebody who knows how to restore historic, and
Okay,
the price just goes right up.
okay.
It would be nice if there was some kind of historic, keep it historic without having a certified historic, very expensive person to repair this foundation. And I think we have quotes. I think we have quoted so much that the specialized people in the area don't want to quote anymore.
Okay.
Because we quoted, and now you're not doing anything with it. And they need to understand that it's a money issue. If
Right.
there was money there, then we would have done it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever.
Right.
So, I know that we just received a chunk of money. It was a big jug from Rochester Group that some of their projects all got gobbled up by other groups, so they had a chunk of money sitting there.
Okay.
It's a, but it was more of a jug of dollars. It wasn't really a
Right.
$10,000 check or anything like that.
They do have, there's a mill association that, and Oakland County has kind of adopted us as a pet project to help us through getting this mill going.
Okay, so there is somebody who's working in concert with perhaps Shar, most likely?
Or Mike.
kind of takes a lot of the projects
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
I don't know if he does it willingly. or
Shar
if he
goes
just
to
goes
the,
out there.
yeah, Shar goes to meetings, and I think the two of them work closely on the mill. But I will pass along, I mean,
Yeah, or if I run into
and
Shar.
go to the meeting, find out.
I will go to the meeting, because they said that they actually, one of the things that I really liked about their website is they're constantly encouraging us to figure out ways to embrace the community and to bring them in and to get them to help us accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish. And I honestly feel like because it's such a daunting task, the only way we're going to be able to do it is if we could possibly get other people interested, because I think that there's so much involved in it, there's so many facets. You can't have so many hands that it's going to be like messed up. But I think, if there was a person in charge and just said, hey, Lori, I want you to take care of, this, I could do it, but I need a direction. So I just thought, now that things are kind of simmering
Did you
down.
go to when they had the mill, well, it's a mill, it's kind of a building kind of back there, in Lakeville, with the red roof, the tall 3-story?
I did not go to the tour. No,
Okay.
I missed it. I had something going with my kids.
Yeah,
with
that
conferences
was,
or
there were a lot of
something,
people
so-
there from all over Oakland County
Yeah.
that are involved in that restoration of historic buildings around Oakland County.
Okay.
And there was one woman there that Shar would know who she was, and they're sort of our champion cheerleaders.
Okay.
So I think Shar would be the person to talk to.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with her.
And I don't know, do they have regular meetings for the?
Not specifically for the mill that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
I think they
that's-
just kind of, like you said, they fall into,
Well, we talk about it at the park meeting. We call
I
it
was
park
gonna say
meeting.
the
but
Pollyant
the
Trail
park-
meeting or the park meeting.
The park meeting,
One of these two.
well,
talk-
yeah,
okay.
it's
Park
the
committee's there.
nature, yeah.
Yep.
We talk about it at that
Oh,
meeting.
Village Park, there you go.
But it's kind of like when there's certain things that need to be approved, it goes through there, but Mike kind of takes care of that budget on its own. There's not like a budget reporting. He reports it in the village report, so it's.
Right. Well, I know that, when I'm going to get off this so we don't have to spend too much more time on it, but I know when we wanted to get the park going, the nature park, you were able to write a grant and get something going. I don't have knowledge of grant writing, but what I did notice was that there is a lot of opportunities for grants and other partnering. That's the problem. A lot of times they want to partner with us.
Right.
And we just don't have the money to even partner. And so that's a little bit difficult, but, I just think the more maybe people we put on it, maybe the more
Right.
results we can get. So I just kind of.
Grants are a challenge.
I was thinking about the mill, that's all. Just,
It almost needs a report of its own.
Right.
It's too big of a project to lump into a park.
Right.
It's kind of huge.
Well, the hopes are for that to make it like a little cafe.
Right.
Where people bike and then can stop there.
Yes.
It's gonna happen, but it's gonna take some time.
Well, being the foundation is the biggest issue, not to mention, once that's started, all the other things that will go
That's
along
it,
with
yeah,
it.
then
But
it just goes up from there.
Because that is one of our goals in here, is to have a multi-use facility that we can do something with, and that would be great to have
I mean,
that.
would it be crazy if it was vending machines in the meantime?
No, it wouldn't,
You know,
I'm sure you
something
could
that's,
find
like,
some small
self-sufficient.
vendor who could do that, yeah.
Can you be self-sufficient with just some electricity for a little while? Raise some funds?
I'm sure we could figure something out. I don't know what, but,
Yeah, that isn't a bad idea. There's that nice cement platform there.
There's enough for something like that. There's enough that's safe.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be inside the mill, potentially.
Does it have power? Is there
I don't,
power?
I
It
imagine
had
it's-
at one
I was
time,
gonna
but
say,
I think
imagine
it's
there's no
probably been
power.
removed
Yeah.
because of the
It probably does exist, but I would imagine it would have to be
Redone.
Yeah, it's probably not been tube.
It's not to code, and once they shut it down to turn it back on, it has to be brought up to code.
Okay, so it's a big one.
All right.
then. Okay, no, that was really just,
Well, there's such thing as mechanical vending machines. They wouldn't be refrigerated.
might have
oh my God.
Do you remember?
We're dating ourselves now,
Cigarettes, you know, cigarettes, you'd like push the thing in and pull it out.
We had a soda machine at the marina that would have that, where it would, the bottle of Coke would come down and you would pull it out of the, or maybe, I don't think it came down, you pull it out of a slot and there was like 10 or 12 that
Yes,
were just
mhm.
slots.
Gravity
And they
fed.
were, yeah, they were icy cold, that's all I remember.
And nothing ever went wrong with them.
Right.
They always,
They still probably work.
probably still.
Unlike my dryer that broke
Bottles
today.
just don't fit, and our bottles just don't fit.
All right, somebody want to make a motion to adjourn? I feel like I made all the motions.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we adjourn this meeting. It is 7:35.
And I'll second that.
Okay,